everybody, and welcome to Sadistic Joker Productions, here once more with the cast of Santa Brown.
Why am I sitting here? Who are you guys?
Will Brower and Willow Lackett.
Wait, why is there a laptop on my lap?
Oh, it's just the drugs, dear. It's just the drugs.
Okay.
But hello, Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. 2015 gave us a wonderful year of cinema.
Well, more or less.
But today we are here
The end of the year gave us wonderful cinema.
Today we are here to remember and discuss those not so wonderful cinematic releases.
Yes, we bring you the top 10 and top 11 because this one wanted to go one step
We
beyond.
have our individual top 10s and top 11 for the worst films.
Movies of 2015, starting with number 11 on Brower.
Alright, I guess I'll start. My bottom list I have for worst of 2015.
And remember, we're gonna say the number, and then we're gonna move on.
Yes.
We're not gonna say the entire list in one go. We're gonna be going individual.
Yes,
on
Brower.
the number.
At the bottom of my list, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. It's one of those movies that I feel you have to watch a second time to enjoy it. It's a sequel, which we all know comedy sequels aren't really worth watching. They're normally just there to make money. But I did enjoy Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 the second time I saw it. So that's why it's at the bottom of my list.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, it's one of those movies where I can consider it to be like, do I want to watch something serious? Do I want to watch something worthwhile? It's one of those movies you just want to watch a movie and get yourself a giggle.
And it has redeemable moments, but they do end up recycling a lot of the gimmicks and gags from the first film, which many comedy sequels do. So it's not a bad thing, it hurts it in the process.
Yeah.
It's like, would I rather watch Monty Python or would I rather watch M. Night Shyamalan's movie?
Oh, well, there's no question about it. I always watch M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay, should I go next?
Yeah, you're 10.
Yeah,
And number 10 is Taken 3.
Reasoning, it's Taken 3.
Like, I feel there should only be one Taken. It shouldn't be a trilogy. It shouldn't even have a second one. The first one was good, I liked it. And then they did the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, right.
Alright.
I don't know who you are, but I have a perfect set of skills of naming my top 11 worst movies. I will name them, and if you criticize me, I will find you, and I will dislike your comment.
Oh, no.
And my number 10, starting off, Poltergeist 2015. As a man of horror as myself, the original Poltergeist and everything about what happened to the cast in that movie is still very fresh in my mind. Granted, the movie came out before I was born, but that's still like one of those horror movies that introduced me to the genre. I didn't feel we needed a remake, honestly. And the thing is, the cast did really good, and it doesn't hold up to the original, and it kind of doesn't bring anything new.
Did it have jump scares?
Yes.
That's basically all you need to know.
Okay, number 10 for me, I'd have to say is Strange Magic. Strange Magic has a lot of redeemable qualities where it's colorful, it's bright, it's great for kids and everything, and like anyone that just wants to have a nice, happy-go-lucky film. There's a lot of magical elements to it, it's very fantasy-based, and it's fun. But it's obviously taking a lot of things from other films and trying to do that to be good, like it just recycles the whole overall, we're going to be like every Pixar movie ever. We're going to be extremely colorful, extremely fun, but let's try and also have a serious plot line as well, because we want to get the adults in here as well and see how they enjoy it. It's good, it stands by itself, it kind of holds itself up, but overall it's lackluster. And it could have been better, but it's still enjoyable.
Okay, so my number 9 would be Vacation, because it was supposed to be a sequel to the original Griswold Vacation, but I hoped it would be funny, because Griswold's a classic, and considering that the original actor is playing his father, I thought it would be good, but it is nothing but sex jokes and potty humor.
And profanity.
It's like Family Guy season 9 or whatever.
It takes away from the fact, like, the original Vacation movie, which was, like, a movie that is meant for a family in
It's
a
a
way.
classic. It's a classic that will go down in history as a comedy classic.
Like, there's a reason every year or so National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation plays on Nick at Nights.
It's because it's just so good. And it's still, to this day, hilarious. But you just can't, like, take out all the bad stuff. I mean, you can't just, like, insert potty humor and just expect everyone to laugh. Like, what is this? SpongeBob SquarePants?
Icky goo.
Yeah, we're not Jar Jar Binks here. We're not the new SpongeBob SquarePants.
My number 9, Taken 3.
Because Taken
Why would you steal this guy's daughter again? Why would you keep trying to go after this guy? He says it to you in the first movie. I will find you and I will kill you.
And what does he do?
He finds you and he kills you. Why would you make a sequel to a movie that didn't need another sequel?
I mean, Taken 2 was okay, though.
I will find you, and I will
I mean,
make
see,
a
Taken
sequel.
2, at least they're thinking, okay, maybe we can get away with it this time, and we finally got the wife as well, so maybe we can do this. But they didn't in the end, of course. So, that's still understandable. Taken 2 is understandable. Taken 3, it's just gone to the point where it's like, you're just stupid. You're an idiot.
Like, didn't one of the family members die in Taken 3 or something like that? They had to do that because they couldn't take anyone anymore. They just killed
They
one
couldn't
off.
take anyone anymore. I can tell you this, I can't take that movie seriously.
Oh, it's still had more emotion into it than us finding out that Will Smith's character in the new Independence movie
Is not.
But anyway.
Anyway, number 9 for me, I have Disney's Cinderella, the live-action remake of their wonderful animated film.
Disney.
Of course, this one, it was interesting. Like, they've been on this whole run of making live-action remakes of their films. Like,
And this is actually the first one.
No.
Wait, no.
They have Maleficent, which is a...
Right, that was the first one.
They have Maleficent. There was all those Snow White films. I don't think Disney did any of them.
No, Disney actually didn't do any of them.
Disney didn't do any of those, but there was still those Snow White films. That wasn't Disney, but there was Maleficent. Now they have Cinderella. Emma Watson's lined up to play Belle in Beauty and the Beast, live-action Beauty and the Beast by Disney. So
I think she's gonna do good in that role.
I feel like the live-action Beauty and the Beast is going to be good. I feel like that story can be done easily and wonderfully. And she's a great actress. But off topic. Don't want to go off topic. The Cinderella film, it felt dry. It did not have the same charm that the animated film had. It's like they're trying to retell the same story with in a different way, and they're trying to make Cinderella seem like she's more independent and strong. Like, they're trying to follow this whole modern.
She's Mulan.
They're trying to follow this whole modern movement of the heroine is a strong and independent woman and can fight for herself and stand for herself. And for Cinderella, I understand that you want to have that as a heroine character, but for Cinderella, she's just not that. That is not her character. Even in the original fairy tale, she's not like that. She relies on the fairy godmother and any of the other supernatural beings around her to help her out. She cannot really do anything by herself. Yes, she's witty, she's smart, she's kind, but that's it. She's still a very gentle spirit and is unable to really take care of herself. So, kind of trying to make her seem like she can stand up for herself and all that things, and just trying to make her more independent of who she actually is, just takes away from the character and takes away from the charm. So, all in all, it lacked the charm and fantasy that I was looking for, and it could have been much better.
My numero 8 is... Now, I had to give this movie a second watch to understand it. It was Unfriended. Because the first time I looked at it, it was just kids talking on the computer. But, then it was a horror, right?
Yeah, it's a horror.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I understand it the second time, because it took a lot of guts to have a movie just be on a computer screen. I think you have to watch it on a computer screen to know what
it was a gutsy
feels
choice
like.
just to do that. It was very interesting, and I think it's one of the first of its kind, that's for sure.
Honestly, Unfriended is on my best list, to be honest.
I agree.
My number 8 is Cinderella, and
yeah,
Willow pretty much covered really much what I need to say. But add into it The one thing the original animated film did not do was constantly state the moral like this film does, and it's like, I'm sorry, you're really ruining it. It's like, I understand how some people are going to enjoy this film. I understand how some people are going to have it as their best, because cinematography was just beautiful.
Oh no,
it was.
The set, the costumes, everything was wonderful, and the acting was damn well done. It was great, but
it's a script.
It's the story itself. That's what it was, and the execution of the story. It was just subpar.
And in a way, we've had the Cinderella story so many times before.
That's been almost like dulled too much for us. It's
We've had.
We know the story. So
yeah.
My number 8 is Ted 2. Ted 2 is an interesting film. It's comical, and there are a lot of moments that I actually enjoyed. But overall, it's just Seth MacFarlane taking the money and saying, look at all this. I am funny. Love my work. Screw you assholes. And him being a douchebag.
And they do have the guy from Taken in there, too.
I know. Yeah, I know. But the point is, it's just like, a lot of the humor in there is either recycled or just tasteless. It's tasteless, and it's just bad, and it's... Why is it even in there? I feel like you're in half the jokes in there, albeit some of it's funny. It's just like you're kind of shoehorning in there. It has no place in the plot. It has no place in the scene. You're just kind of saying it just because why the hell not? Now on Family Guy, you do the same thing, but that's the difference. It's a cartoon show, and cartoon shows have that freedom where you could just do God knows what and get away with it because it's cartoon. You're not supposed to take it seriously. But this is like a live-action big film that you want to be taken seriously. And if you're not going to take yourself seriously, then no one's going to take you seriously.
Alright, number 7 of mine would have to be Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Why was there a second one? They travel in time in a hot tub. It's fun. In the second one, they make jokes about past events. That's about the whole movie.
Yup. That's the whole movie.
I'm honestly glad I skipped Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Just watch the first one, you'll enjoy it. I don't know.
My number 7 is Strange Magic, which, once again...
I've explained pretty well.
So
I'd like to add in, it's like watching a beautiful animation while some dude's iPod can't decide what song it wants to shuffle to.
This is true.
They're literally... I think like within 15 minutes of the movie, there's already 5 pop songs. Like, whoa, movie, calm the hell down.
They're trying to appeal to the younger audience and make it seem hip and cool. Ooh.
And I'm sorry, this is from Lucasfilm. You have no excuse of why this movie is how it is.
True. My number 7. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. I'm going to get some hate for this because I know a lot of people that have enjoyed this movie. But I, of course, saw the first SpongeBob movie, and I have actually watched almost all of SpongeBob up until very recently because, A, I don't have cable, and B, it's just gotten so ridiculously stupid that I just cannot lose any more brain cells.
I wouldn't even call it ridiculously stupid. It has become literally...
It's just there.
It's just nothing. It's nothingness.
It's literally beyond a shadow of its former self.
It's
But
not.
this is a topic for a different time.
The point is, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, it had good moments. It was enjoyable. They had some nice cameos. And they were trying to like go back to their roots of like their older comedy days. They were trying to.
Stephen Hillenburg actually came back.
They
in
were
this movie.
trying to, but they just could not. They were like reaching for that goal of getting back to their original selves, and they just were so close, but they just fell so flat on their face.
Okay, number 6 is... Well, this hasn't been done before, right guys? Pan. They did the old prophecy routine. And how many times have we heard of prophecy before? The thing I don't like about this is because now little kids can't be Pan. Like, after the movie you go, I want to be Pan, I want to dress up and be... No, you can't now. You have to be born of this magical prophecy. You cannot be Pan.
You see, this is why I did not watch it, because I already have a headcanon for the prequel backstory to Peter Pan. It's a book called Peter and the Starcatchers, and it's a phenomenal story. And it has the movie Pan has nothing at all related to it. It's a completely different story. And I don't want to ruin that wonderful backstory that I had. Wonderful backstory to every
even
character.
Once Upon a Time, Pan did a better job.
They did. I liked the Once Upon a Time did really good job. They did justice to Pan. I thought they did justice.
Hook in this movie. I mean, I don't know if that accent is what British people think American sounds like, but we don't sound like that. Just saying, we don't sound like you have to get us off this island. We don't sound like that. That's only the
Wait,
drums.
was Hook supposed to be American?
Yes, Hook. I think he was supposed to be American. I couldn't tell.
What?
My number 6 is Hot Pursuit. She's a short cop. She is foreign and is also Sofia Vergara.
Oh no.
Put them together, handcuff them, and shenanigans. Okay.
Oh,
This
no.
movie is what I have to say is the most annoying comedy that came out last year. It is just nothing but Sofia Vergara going, my boobs, oh my god, it's annoying, it's obnoxious. No, I'm not joking, that is Sofia Vergara through the entire movie. I'm not even trying to make fun of her, because I'm very well aware that both Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara are actually really well-made actresses.
Phenomenal actress, especially Reese Witherspoon.
And honestly, it's not even their fault.
I also like Reese without her spoon.
It's not even any of their faults. They worked relatively well off of each other, so it's not exactly their fault. It was the entire script.
It's always, again, when it comes, you can have great, phenomenal actors, but if the script is terrible, there's no helping it. Look at episode 2 of Star Wars. My number 6, Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Yeah, basically Brower summed it up pretty well. It's just like...
We're going in the past. Hey, Beavis, you know what I just realized about comedy sequels?
What?
They suck.
They totally suck. You know what? I'm gonna make my own comedy sequel. And when I do it, I'm gonna get myself a bear schlong. Big boys.
Brower?
Oh boy, here we go.
Number 5.
Oh god.
Number 5. Cinco. Cinco would have to be Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimensions. Which, after the marked ones...
Spoiler alert, there's a ghost!
After the marked ones, I don't even count that as 5. At first I
'Cause
thought this was like episode 6 of
Marked
Paranormal
Ones is a
Activity.
spin-off though.
Marked
so-
Ones is a
yeah.
spin-off that's supposed to be somewhat of a sequel to the fourth one.
Paranormal
I enjoyed
Activity:
Marked
The
Ones.
Ghost Dimensions is supposed to be the finale, which I don't know, but because
actually-
in every finale they reveal a lot. In this one, you're left hanging, and they show the ghost. You're not supposed to show the ghost in a Paranormal Activity movie. It's supposed to be left to our imagination, and they showed the whole thing.
And if
When
you show it, then make it at least look good.
it's just a big black goo,
That's
and
racist.
and
You're
like
racist.
Yeah, actually, I looked it up. Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension is actually the final installment in the Paranormal Activity series.
So please...
We're free! Yay! Wait, my number 5 is Jem and the Holograms.
It's funny how we have a lot of these, but they're never in the same spot except for our top one.
Oh,
Yeah. But that's for another... That's for later.
okay. Okay, let's see. Jem is a teenage girl that becomes famous because she can sing. It barely has any bright colors. Jem doesn't sing the Jem theme. How do you make a Jem in the Holograms movie without Jem singing the Jem theme?
It was my childhood, and they took it, and they stepped on it, and they pissed on it, and they just turned it into a bunch of white girls doing Starbucks.
Also, spoiler alert, at one point the band breaks up for 5 consecutive minutes and then gets back together. This is not even in like movie runtime. This is actually like in their world time.
It just doesn't
It's sort of
make
like
sense.
this. I hate you. I like you. Want to get back together?
My number 5, Zombievers. Okay,
What's
so
that?
take your summer camp horror movie. Take zombies. Now that sounds great, right? Wait, what if the zombies were actually beavers, and instead of being in a summer camp, they're in a swamp? What do you get? one of the worst horror films of the entire year.
Decade.
But it's not that. It's like, so there's films like Teeth, Rubber, and all those things where
Oh God.
I'm sorry. Where they're not concerned so highly on the budget or the story. They're more of going to becoming a cult classic. Zombiever is trying to do that. However, they're just so bad that they don't even have a cult following to keep them up. It's just, Zombiever is a terrible
No,
film.
Colts are laughing at me.
Cult classics like Teeth is, yes, granted, it's not really that good of a film. I personally enjoy it, and it has a cult following to it because there's people that actually like films like that. Other films are, brace your ears, the Human Centipede trilogy. I'm also a follower of that, and I am one that actually did enjoy those movies. I'm not saying I liked it for reasons, but I'm saying overall as films, I enjoyed them.
We're going to start getting to the bottom of the barrel.
Oh dear. Number
Or number
4.
Number 4 is Sinister 2.
Well, there's a lot of. Despite the fact that 2015 actually gave us a lot of really good horror movies, it seems to be quite a bit of the bad ones.
It was basically, it wasn't really horror. It was like a supernatural spin-off with monsters and ghosts.
Why?
I don't know. They tried to make a sequel, but all that there was jump scares and like a family that was torn apart, and they had to do something to get together again. And I don't remember half of the movie. That's how you know
That's
it's
bad. That is really bad.
I
have a photographic memory. If I don't remember a movie that
You have a photographic memory, my asshole!
My number 4, Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, which I'm also going to give the award for worst cinematography of the year, for even for a found footage movie, the shaky cam was just awful. And okay, what's the gimmick of the Paranormal Activity movies? They always do something new. Something fresh, like the one movie that had the Xbox Kinect. What does this one have? Guys, we are going in 3D! Because the shaky cam didn't give you a headache enough. I actually really despise this movie. There's nothing new about it. Everything is cliched. It just is something that is just milking and milking and milking until the cow is dry. I know I sound genuinely angry, but it's just more me being annoyed.
This is scary. Shaky cam.
Terminator Genesis suffered the same thing that Paranormal Activity did.
Did the trailer give away everything?
The trailer gave away everything.
Spoiler alert, watch the trailer for the spoiler.
Like, there's one thing about this year when it came to horror movies that, like, sometimes even the trailer actually gave me a spook, and me getting a spook is actually one of the hardest things to do. Like, Insidious Chapter 3, oh my god, I loved the movie.
I loved that.
The trailer actually scared me. I'm not
Trailer
gonna
was
lie.
great. Number 4 for me,
Or
Gem and the Holograms. Essentially, it ruined the image that I've had. Like, I was actually looking forward to this, and then I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, they're making a Gem and the Holograms film? So it's gonna be like what they do with Josie and the Pussycats. And it's like, oh my god, it can actually be good. And then the trailer came out, and I was like, I see a bunch of white girls with highlights in their hair doing random pop songs, but where's Gem and the Holograms? Where's the movie that I was looking for? Did they put the wrong trailer out? It says Gem and the Holograms? What is this?
Gem and the Holograms.
This must be an April Fool's joke. It's not April? What is this then? Oh no, I must be getting punked. No? There's no cameras? This is real?
me and Brower have the same top 3, so
I don't have the same top 3.
at number 3
Okay, number 3 for us
is
is
Fan-4-Stick.
It's clobber
I
time.
refuse to call this Fantastic Four. It says Fan-4-Stick!
Stan Lee did not make a cameo, you know your movie's bad.
Yeah.
You know you've done goofed if Stan Lee refuses.
As the first hour or so, like once all the introductions, and then says, 1 year later, And at that split second, you see the movie fall apart.
When it does that, just 1 year later, and then it's like a few months later, and then I don't know. It time travels.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but there's one thing you should never do with a superhero movie, and that's time travel, unless you have a superhero whose power is time travel.
Because you want to see their powers get better.
You want to see that development. Like, that's what even the one from 10 years ago, the one that had Captain America as Human Torch, that's what it did right. It was a terrible movie. I will go back and watch it, somewhat enjoy it, but it is terrible.
Like, the first hour, it's them working on the dimensional travel. And
that's actually interesting. That's interesting. That's something new and fresh for a Fantastic Four
and then
movie.
when they get to the other dimension, it just felt like he even takes a selfie in the other dimension. Like, you hear him say in the movie, "This is Toads going on Instagram."
No.
I'm like, they don't have Instagram. They're the Fan 4 stick.
Well, it's called product placement, my friend.
And
how else are they going to make money?
And remember when we all saw Doctor Doom for the first time in the poster? We're all like, don't worry, he's going to look better in the movie. He looks worse.
How?
He literally he looks like this burnt... He looks like a burnt Darth Vader unmasked with a hoodie.
Spoiler alert.
And all he does is walk, and then people just die because he's that powerful. Like, he doesn't do that. And can I just call him Dr. Dumb? So Dr. Dumb walks in the scene. He's trying to...
Dr. Dumb.
He's trying to make them... He's trying to recruit the Fan 4 stick or destroy them. I don't know. But he leaves the dimension open for some reason. It's never explained.
See, this is Dr. Doom's whole plot. Dr. Doom as a character is interesting because he's kind of the anti-hero. He wants to do everything for the good of the human race. However, indirectly, he's ruining things for the human race. But he has good intentions, but he's just approaching it incorrectly. In this film,
He's none of that.
He just does things for reasons. No, we don't know the reasons. But it's reasons. He has reasons. We don't know the reasons.
You know,
he has reasons.
This is the fourth Fantastic Four movie, and it sucks.
My numero tres. My numero tres is Do You Believe? It's one of those religious pro-Christian films, which I usually don't have a problem with, because there's actually a reasonable good amount of them that are good. This is not one of them, though. Now, okay, here is the description of it from IMDb, where it got about 5.5 star rating. When a pastor is shaken by the visible faith of a street corner preacher, he is reminded that true belief always requires action. His response ignites a journey that impacts everyone it touches in ways that only God can orchestrate. Now that right there, I can see that as being a well-executed movie with a beautiful storyline and a wonderful morals put into it. Wonderful. However, it just turns out into being I believe in God because reasons. He is good and miracles and all that Bible-thumping bullcrap. I respect everyone's beliefs, but this is just shoving it into your face like it's a spoonful of pudding. Eat this, the reasons. It aggravates me. A couple of years ago, I don't know I think it was like 3 years ago almost, there was a movie called Heaven is for Real about a little boy that dies and then comes back, and he actually talks about his experience of heaven and whatnot. While that while that kind of pushes into your face the concept of heaven and all things that Christians believe in, there's nothing wrong with it, because the way they execute it is really charming, and it has a nice, good storyline to it. It's beautiful, and it actually has some morals that are good, and it has a lot of good lessons. This is just shoving beliefs into your face, like this happened because miracles, God, Jesus, all that fun stuff. You know, the whole gang is here. It did not really have a story. It was relying on the audience. It was relying on the heavy Christian audience to be like all supportive about it and just say, oh yeah, this is a great movie because it tells us about the Bible and stuff and how good it is. But if you're doing a film, it's okay to rely on religious backdrops and whatnot.
It's not the whole movie.
It's just, no, it's okay to rely on that and have an entirely religious film, but it also needs to have a captivating story, and it should, if it's going to have morals in it, they need to be good morals that are memorable and relatable to everyday life. And it should not be exclusive to just one audience. Everyone should be able to see that movie and enjoy it. Everyone should be able to get something from that movie that they can relate to. It doesn't have to be a religious message. It could be like, oh, this happened and I can relate to this because I am like this character, or this lesson is very important to me because it makes me feel like this now. The point is, that movie just is not relatable to unless you're
Christian.
unless you're a strong believer of the Catholic faith. And
Please, if you're going to watch a religious movie, please watch either the Ten Commandments or the Prince of Egypt.
The Passion.
The Passion of the Christ.
Number 2,
Number 2 would have to be Pixels.
You know, there's a reason I put Pixels higher than Fan 4 Stick, despite how long we spoke about Fan 4 Stick.
Oh yeah.
The trailer was good.
We honestly all expected Pixels to actually be good.
I'm gonna tell you something here. I've never seen it.
You were lucky.
I mean, Adam Sandler was good in The Ridiculous Six, but he was not good in Pixels.
I'll explain this.
Ridiculous 6 was great.
The problem with Pixels relies in this. It's an Adam Sandler movie like the ones that we've been getting for the last 9 or so years.
Ridiculous 6 breaks that though.
He's not changing. I want to like Adam Sandler again. I really do.
Ridiculous 6, my friend.
I'll give it a watch, but it's like Pixels hurts because it was disappointing. All of it had so much potential.
So much hype.
And it
All-
falls flat.
all-
Kevin James is the president? He walks around like, I'm Kevin James, I'm the president of the United States. Yep.
And what a waste of Peter Dinklage.
I know.
Peter Dinklage was the best thing in this movie.
Well, Peter Dinklage, no matter what he's in, he's always
awesome.
going to be good.
He's awesome.
I mean, he made Underdog watchable.
I like Underdog.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
Okay, getting off topic. Getting off topic.
For this day.
Well, so
It's so
your
beautiful. Okay, number 2. They've already explained it, so I'm just going to say the name. Fan 4 Stick. We've already explained it, though.
Drum roll, please. And the number 1 worst movie of 2015 is
Jurassic World!
No.
Oh.
50 Shades of Grey.
May I first put my input in? I'd like my first chance to put this input in. Okay. 50 Shades of Grey is based off of a novel by some crazy girl that liked the Twilight novels. She wrote this fanfiction between Bella and Edward, and it was posted on fanfiction.net. You can actually still find it. Let me read that again.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey is based off of this novel written by this crazy girl who is a fan of the Twilight novels. Now, she wrote this fanfiction between Bella and Edward and from Twilight, and it's on fanfiction.net. And in fact, I think you can still find it on there publicly available, the first book at least. It was then, she changed the names and then released it into an actual public novel. And then it was followed by 3 more books. 2 more in the trilogy, and then a third one called whatever.
Who the hell
It's a book, but it basically tells the story from the perspective of the antagonist, Mr. Gray, not Dorian Gray. The picture of Dorian Gray is actually a great story. Please do not let that get contaminated. Dorian Gray is a wonderful story. But Mr. Gray, that's a different story. Well, anyways, it essentially, it has been giving a terrible bad rep to the BDSM community, and it glorifies rape and abuse. Now, okay, a lot of people will argue that because she signed a contract, that it is not. But yes, it is, because just because you sign a contract, the same thing can be said in the BDSM community, which is strictly on agreement. You know, it's about safety, sanity, and consent. And half the time, she does not consent to any of it. She's saying no, she does not want to do, she's like saying stop, and she even uses the safe word that they've agreed upon many times.
But guess what?
And
she keeps going back to him. Why do you keep going back to him?
It's an abusive relationship. It's abusive.
I know. Okay.
Essentially, it's almost like it's Stockholm Syndrome. It's almost like Stockholm Syndrome, where she just can't get enough of him. And then there's all these middle-aged women that for some reason think, oh, just because she keeps going back to him, he must have something so charming and passionate and deep about him. Like,
that's not hot.
Deep
that's
secret.
Not hot.
That is sick. That's twisted. It's fucked up. And that if you are ever caught in a relationship like this, you need serious help, because that is abuse, it is rape, and it is completely illegal.
Please, tell someone about that.
If you were ever caught in a relationship at all similar in any way to the relationship as seen in 50 Shades of Grey, please,
or any
get
kind
help.
Of abuse. Any kinds of
Get help.
relationship, please seek help.
Abusive relationships are not a thing to sexualize or to make fun of, because it is a serious thing.
Now,
and this film does just that. It glorifies it. It glorifies it.
Let's get more into
humanity.
50 Shades of Grey is also something that has one of the worst types of writing I have ever seen.
Oh my god.
I have read My Immortal in its entirety, which I'm still even going to say it. Which I might kind of contradicted myself. My Immortal, don't do anything with that movie. I love this movie.
Okay.
You want to know what's the most extreme?
It's not
BDSM.
It's not even BDSM. It's
a whip crack.
Yeah, no, that's
it's a whip crack.
The tools they use. The most extreme that they use is a whip crack, which I'd say is very light. But even so, people have been comparing it to the BDSM community. It's been giving them a lot of rep. I'm going to read you an excerpt from this one essay that this woman wrote about, defining everything. BDSM is about mutual care, mutual pleasure, and mutual respect. A healthy and safe relationship that involves BDSM requires all the things that any healthy and safe relationship requires. Trust, intimacy, vulnerability, respect, and most importantly, BDSM is based on consent. Christian Grey is an abuser. He is emotionally unavailable, emotionally abusive, and sexually exploitative. His complete disregard for his partner's comfort, experience, and emotional well-being are contemptible. He gets his pleasure at the expense of his partner. All sexual relationships, whether vanilla or kinky, require consent. There is no such thing as having sex that is not based in consent. The only thing that happens without it is rape. In fact, in the novel that recently came out, documenting the whole story from Mr. Grey, Christian Grey's perspective, he even says that he views Anastasia, the woman, as nothing more than an object for sex, a tool for sex, in pleasure, and that's it. He does not even view her as a person. That right there is abuse and completely messed up, and it is just it's messed up. It is fucked up.
Well, that was our top 10 of worst of 2015.
I am Tio here, representing the channel you are watching, Sadistic Joker Productions, here with Will Brower and Willow Lackett from Cassandra Brow. Their channels will be in the description below. So thank you
for watching.
List your top 10 worst if you have any. List your worst movie.
Give us your opinions, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff.
I am Tio. I am back on this channel once more. Woo!